Remember, this entire manga and every manga on this channel is hand-drawn by myself, and now you too can learn exactly how to make your own viral Dragon Ball mangas at www.makemanga.com, where you can learn directly from me. My mangas have got me on TV, on newspapers, and even earned me over $60,000 a month on Patreon alone. And now, you can click the link in the description and pinned comment of this video and do it yourself. You only need to see the website to see just how many thousands of you are taking this opportunity right now. And don't forget also, the next video to this Ultra Vegito series has already been made and is live now on my Patreon right now for over 4,500 of you incredible fans to watch after this. Again, links are in the pinned comment and description. Enjoy. So our story continues once more on the now destroyed land of Zeno. As before us, an awe-inspiring view of Goku and Vegeta appears, each transformed into their brand new states of being one, with an aura shimmering with the divine grace of angels, and the other seemingly consumed by an abyss, the very essence of the devil. With Goku in a cold stare commenting, "I've had enough of this. I can't keep letting those two run off into the sunset, getting stronger and stronger, while I stay the same. And I definitely can't let Vegeta lose himself to that darkness within again." While amidst this tension, there would be a subtle shift in the air when we would look to the prince. The Lucif-controlled Vegeta, wearing a grin that seemed to hide a universe of malice, would just then giggle. "This Saiyan Dai, what a fascinating creature. Near unlimited skeletons in his closet. Maybe this is the perfect vessel after all." But Goku, hearing this, would then glance towards Vegeta. Taking in the menacing aura surrounding him, he would comment with an air of grave concern. "That power from Vegeta, it's ridiculous. He's gone past Vegito. If he transforms one more time, I feel like we'll lose him completely." Vegeta, however, with his malicious grin broadening, casting an even more sinister shadow over his features, would then turn his gaze towards Goku, his eyes filled with mockery, and without missing a beat, he would comment, "Well, would you look at that? That other Saiyan has impressively and almost effortlessly tapped into your second stage of Seraphim. How truly embarrassing for you, Dai. I distinctly recall you claiming this profound technique was an exclusive knowledge only you could impart." Typical younger brother, ceaselessly attempting to dazzle me with falsehoods and tall tales. Silence! The atmosphere, however, would palpably shift with Dai's exclamation in response. As the moments passed, it would become apparent that Dai, usually always so composed, would begin to lose that very reputation. The mockery and derision evident in Vegeta's voice, the taunts, and the unsaid implications seemed to sting deeper than expected. As he would then wrestle with his emotions, Dai's eyes, sharp and discerning, would fall on Vegeta's physique, lingering particularly on a distinct mark, before he would let out, "That symbol on your chest. Never, not in my wildest imaginations, nor my darkest nightmares, spanning a millennia, did I think I would be faced with its haunting presence once once more. So now it begins. The timer till your return is officially in its final hour, Lucifer. So be it. What? Final hour? The God-Killer's demeanor, however, would change sharply at the unexpected revelation from Dai. The weight of his words pressing heavily on him, causing his teeth to grit in a mix of anxiety and anger. His voice, a mix of confusion and rising concern, echoed as he fired back questioning, So what's happening then? First I was the ticking time bomb, now Vegito is? What's going on? Surely two Lucifs can't be created, right? Ticking time bomb, eh? Amidst the chaos and a whirlwind of emotions in the other warriors though, Lucifer Vegeta would stand at a stark contrast. His demeanor emanating an eerie calm. Slowly and deliberately, he would raise his hand in front of his face, and in the chilling silence, his voice, dripped with a mix of mockery and nostalgia, would then articulate, Why must you find the worst way possible to describe my release, dear brother? There was a time I would have thought our long-awaited family reunion would be a beautiful moment, a once-in-a-lifetime occasion, like being struck by lightning. As suddenly, Vegeta would then close his fist tightly in front of his face, instantly causing Dai's attention to sharply shift upwards, an instinctive reaction to the subtle shifts he would sense. Casting his gaze upon the sky, he would notice the dramatic transformation. Previously calm and serene, the clouds would begin to congregate and darken ominously. The ambience would transition swiftly, and the distant, yet growing, rumble of thunder would begin echoing, hinting at the tumultuous events set to unfold. And in a shocking twist, seemingly conjured from the very void of the sky, a titanic bolt of inky black lightning would lunge from the heavens, its singular malicious intent to strike down Dai. But relying on his heightened Seraphim reflexes, the Grand Priest would expertly sidestep the electric menace, barely avoiding its lethal touch. The land where it struck would bear its destructive wrath instead, leaving a singed mark in its presence. More of this! As Dai, now looking back, would scarcely have a moment to process before sensing the imminent danger of successive bolts, as behind him a volley of electric spears would be revealed, all menacingly converging onto his precise location. But as expected, showcasing the pinnacle of angelic ability and grace, Dai would weave and dart through the barrage. His movements would be so swift and fluid that multiple after images would pepper the battlefield, confounding any observer. However, amidst the relentless onslaught, one particular bolt would stand out, its descent noticeably swifter and far more ferocious. Thought this would catch me off guard? Fool! But even this enhanced bolt wouldn't deter Dai. With a breathtaking display of speed and precision, he'd narrowly evade its searing touch. The ground, mere inches from his feet, violently marking its wrathful landing. Who's the fool now? But unbelievably, in a shock turn of events, the mysterious black lightning bolt would reveal itself slowly to be none other than Vegeta disguised. His grin wide as he etches closer and closer to die. You get away from... But before any more could be said, with a violent thrust of his foot, Lucif Vegeta would slam his foot straight into the stomach of Dai, paralyzing him in pain as he instantly spits out blood on impact. Get away from what, Dai? As Vegeta would continue forward, his arm tensed, prepped for the next move, leaving a brief pause as the tension would build until... This reunion has only just begun! And with Lucif Vegeta now yelling at the top of his voice, the world seemed to narrow to this pivotal moment. Every sound and every whisper would be overshadowed by the hurtling force of Vegeta's approaching fist until... Just as the crescendo of action would reach its peak, the scene would shift, placing us in the thick of another battle. The narrative transferring its energy, drawing us into Goku's confrontation with GT. With a mastery mirroring Vegeta's, Goku's fist connects with GT, reshaping his features and causing a spray of blood from the commander's lips. The whirlwind of emotions and action continued, ensuring no eye could waver from the unfolding drama. But the impact of the previous attack was evident, causing a streak across the vast expanse of the sky, a trail of energy and dust marking the trajectory of the once mighty figure now being thrown backwards. All the while Goku would just watch on carefully, remaining still. Eventually though, a rallying cry would break the relative silence, the atmosphere vibrating with raw power as the divine fusion warrior, showing his resilience, displayed both his angelic wings in all their glory. With a fierce determination, he utilizes the wind's force, harnessing it to halt his seemingly uncontrollable momentum. But with his eyes aflame and teeth gritted in an amalgamation of pain, defiance and anger, he would thunder, "You inferior creature! How are you doing this?" However, Goku, contrasting the sheer display of power with an air of calmness, would hold his pose. His fist, the weapon that delivered the recent devastating blow, seemed to emanate an afterglow, its aura reminiscent of an ember in a fire's heart, soon letting out. So, this is what you and Dai did a while ago. The second stage of Seraphim. This isn't just like going from Super Saiyan to Super Saiyan 2. This is incredible. This is on a whole other level. My energy, it's rising every second. Don't you dare compare to your puny mortal transformations! This mere articulation, however, of Goku's newfound power and his self-reflection was a fuse, igniting the volatile temper of GT. Every fiber of his being resonated with fury, evident in the surge of his power level, the strain visible as veins bulged and his muscles flexing until... I will end your mockery here and now! As suddenly, for the first time in a while, GT, forsaking his previously composed demeanor, would become an embodiment of fury and vengeance, descending rapidly towards Goku, reminiscent of a meteor. But not one to back down, Goku too would respond in kind. Harnessing his newfound strength and speed, he would ascend, the two forces on a collision course, destined to meet head-on, in a clash that would surely shake the very foundations of the universe. That didn't work out as well as you anticipated, now did it? Yet, when the dust would eventually settle and the environment would return to its calm, it would become vividly clear that Goku would still be the one to emerge superior. His palm, with a power and precision that would befit his prowess, would meet GT's face, gently pressing into his cheek, molding it inwards, reminiscent of a forceful slap. And indeed, on closer inspection, as if the external humiliation wasn't enough, the deep-seated anger within GT would manifest. Above the inflamed cheek where Goku's hand made contact, the very blood vessels in GT's eyes would vividly pulse, marking the escalation of his fury for the Saiyan. And with what looks like a playful toss, Goku would then launch the Royal Commander away. A smile on his face now as he giggles. You're pretty delicate these days, aren't you, GT? I think it's best I hold you in one place. As suddenly, in a familiar scene to viewers of the Broly movie, Goku would begin rotating his hands and fingers in a circular motion, getting ready for his signature God Bind. And as GT's body would then freeze in place as a result, the Royal Commander's body would begin to tremble as he realizes what is going on, mumbling, "My body! What mortal trickery is this?" But as GT would remain vulnerable, Goku in the distance would begin flying over with speed, much to the Divine Angel's surprise. But as Goku would arrive, it would seemingly not be with violence, as with typical Saiyan cockiness, he would just smirk and begin lifting two fingers towards GT's forehead until... With a disrespectful flick of his fingers on his frozen foe, Goku would smack the forehead of the angel, sending his head snapping back. How dare you! You'll pay for this insolence, Son Goku! Leaving GT to then grab his forehead instinctively from the pain as a red bruise would begin to form. Hey, you said my name! And here I thought all you could say was mortar. But the goading and disrespect would cease to end on the Saiyan side, as placing his hands on his hips and leaning over with a smile, Goku would then peer at GT as if he were hopeless. But as GT's fury would build, eventually a turning point would occur from within. As suddenly screaming a screeching roar that causes visible sound vibrations to burst forward, GT would break free from the Godbind through force alone, powering up intensely. And as his energy would flux, growing more and more around his figure, pushing back intense wind and pressure, Goku would just be watching, still calm with his hands on his hips, until... instantly, something would be noticed by Goku. And making a quick getaway in the opposite direction, Goku would immediately fly off, as from GT's vibrant aura, suddenly, the energy would split up into several powerful beams, which make chase for Saiyan. But as Goku would change direction in an effort to escape, he would notice that shockingly, the beams of energy would change trajectory instantly also, following his every move. Annoying Goku as he would look back and briefly comment, "Looks like he won't be going down as easily as I thought. Good. I want a little practice before die." As meanwhile, back with the one true devil and angel, Dai and Lucif would be engaged in their own battle, each landing a powerful punch on each other. Dai on Vegeta's face, and Vegeta with a transformed arm into the angel's guard. And in the air, unleashing shockwaves with every strike, their hand-to-hand combat battle would continue. All the while, a bulbous head in the distance would be watching on. Of course, being revealed to be the Omni-King, Zeno, who seems utterly enthralled by the sight, his small fist trembling as if the excitement of the battle would begin to affect his own heartbeat. And with a creeping small smile, the toddler god would then just let out, "Go, Dai! Go!" As it seems finally, the Omni-King would shift his loyalties to his longtime angel attendant. But back on the battlefield, the fight would take to the ground, with Vegeta slamming his fist into the hard surface of the floor as Dai would just move perfectly out of the way. Only for the one true angel to then mysteriously place his hand on the arm of the confused Vegeta until... With a swift and perfect motion, Dai would pull the demon to slam his face onto the ground with a crash, as he holds his arm in an impressive arm lock. But things would not end there, as suddenly using the cyan diamond on his forehead once more, devil energy from Vegeta would once again begin seeping into Dai's body, just like it did with Vegito, and this time without any energy beams being present. Immediately shocking the demonic prince, as observing, still unable to break free from the arm lock, he would just shout, "My energy! He's taking it! How? Don't tell me! He can do it just from touch now also!
What are you doing?
But from within Vegeta, Lucif himself would have something to say too. As now furious and somewhat panicking, the devil would yell,
Get up, you damn ape! The longer you rest on your laurels, the more of my precious energy he consumes! Hurry and get up!
But as we peer closer into Vegeta's face, the exhaustion of the battle, his newfound form, and Dai's absorption would all start to become clear, as he would just mutter, You clown! I can't! Get off of him! But luckily for Vegeta, he wouldn't need to after all, as like a guardian angel, or demon should I say, Ultra Vegito would then arrive like a rocket, planting his foot onto the chest of Dai, who winces in shock. Sending the angel careering backwards, saving Vegeta and stopping the energy drain in the process. But not allowing himself to be moved away too far, Dai would be quick to stamp his feet and hands into the ground as he skids backwards to an eventual stop. About time you did something, clown! Leaving Lucif Vegeta now to raise himself up, but curiously, sounding more and more like the prince again. But as Vegeta would look down, shock would run through his body, as something he would be seeing would completely change everything. What happened? As shockingly, once the scene would zoom out, we would all see the stark change, as now on his right side, the darkness of Lucif would have almost completely disappeared, exposing Vegeta's natural Saiyan side once more. And looking down in disbelief, Vegeta would comment, I'm back! What do you mean you're back? Leaving Vegito, who also stands in disbelief, to question, what's happened to your new form? Did you manage to fight back against Lucif yourself? If you did, you should be able to still retain his powers. But looking at his now trembling hand, Vegeta would then just admit, No! This isn't me, Vegito! That damn priest! I think he's responsible! He absorbed all the energy that was once here! As in the distance, the accused perpetrator Dai would slowly begin raising his head until... More! I need more! With a truly horrific and manic face, Dai would reveal on his countenance now a red, seraphim right eye, the power of Lucif polluting his own, as he too now begins to become power hungry, increasing in energy significantly. And in an unleashing of pure power, now coated in the signature black lightning of Vegito and Lucif, the one true angel would now reveal his ascension in full view. As just like he had said last chapter, he begins seamlessly converting back the power of the fallen angel, known as the devil, back into divine energy, as he would yell, "How delicious, dear brother! So, this is the power that drove you to madness. I don't blame you. Die!" This phenomenon leaving both Vegeta and Vegito bewildered, staring wide-eyed now as their foe, who was already stronger than them, had just become even stronger, while their power waned, with the prince muttering, "So what now? What's plan B? Fuse with me?" To which Vegito mysteriously would only reply with gritted teeth, "Not yet. If he wants to steal our power, then I'll find a way to do it back." And with those words said elsewhere, Goku would continue to dodge the tracking energy beams of GT, with them increasingly getting faster and more erratic, with him commenting, "Damn it! These things won't let up. I swear, there's more now than before. What's going... Huh?" But his suspicions would soon be proven right, and in dramatic fashion, as blocking his path in front would now be revealed to be a flurry of more energy beams, and with him now surrounded, there would be nowhere to hide. No! Leaving Seraphim Goku's face to be lost in the light of panic, as with wide eyes, he just watches on for imminent impact. And just like that, in a dark, smoky, and powerful explosion, expected of the all-powerful Roll Commander's energy, our hero would be struck perfectly by all beams simultaneously. Kakarot! What now? Causing an instant reaction of concern from Vegito, as if he were a father, as the shockwaves of the blast is heard from miles on end. In the wake though, GT smiling so hard, veins would begin to appear on his skull, would just giggle out, "Poor misguided mortal. You believe in the false fallacies of your leader, the God Killer, so much you truly believe painting a seraphim triangle on your forehead would be enough to match up with the real deal. How wrong you were, mortal!" But as GT would say this, as the dust would dissipate, a body would be left behind, but the shadow would not look normal. Goku may have survived, but perhaps completely disfigured. But shockingly, all would be proven wrong, as the legendary Saiyan Goku would then be seen instead with his angel wings draped around him from either side, seemingly having protected him from all damage, as with a cold stare he would just say, "The only one misguided are you and the rest of the gods that look down on us." What? Stunning the Roll Commander as he just looks on unblinking with wide eyes, not able to understand how this Saiyan would have as much mastery of the angel techniques and appendages as he does, as he would just briefly mutter, You cannot be allowed to exist! You are not meant to live! As now losing his mind, giving everything he has, GT decides that a mortal as strong as Goku wielding the angel abilities as if they were his own, can no longer endure amongst the other mortals. And in the interest of not causing more mortals to rise up in Goku's footsteps, GT would rush straight forward at a speed towards the still wrapped up Goku, ready to end him. But as his hand would reach out and finally come close to Goku, in the very last moment, like a cocoon releasing a beautiful butterfly, Goku would spread his wings instantaneously, each wing now glowing a bright white and curiously only growing brighter by the second. As with a cold stare, Seraphim Goku would then look deep into GT's shocked countenance and let out solar wings! What? As unbelievable, mixing in the signature solar flare of Tien Shinhan with his angelic white wings, Goku would unleash a solar blitz from his wingspan itself, directly in front of the Royal Commander. Leaving GT to be lost completely in the light, as his previously wide eyes have no time at all to blink before being pierced by the retina damaging rays. You coward! In the aftermath of the blinding rays, leaving GT now covering his eyes, struggling to even see a thing anymore as his rage and frustration builds. But as he would begin opening slowly his wincing eyes, they would burst forth once more, as even with his damaged eyesight, he would be able to see the shocking sight now in front of him. This ends here! As Seraphim Goku would now be seen right in front of the Royal Commander, with his arm already pulled back and ready to unleash untold damage, but not with just any ordinary punch. As with a divine white dragon behind Goku roaring with a beastly presence, Goku would move forward screaming, his fist ablaze with a Saiyan aura as he moves in closer and closer towards a totally vulnerable and paralyzed in fear GT, whose face remains firmly targeted until Ultra Dragon Fist! With a strike to end all strikes, Goku smashes straight into the left side of GT's face, melting it inwards instantly, as it almost seems like Dai loses half of his head, as blood would spurt out from his pouted lips, and he would let out a gurgled scream of pain. Ultimately, however, the force Goku would strike with would be so powerful, the laws of physics would break, as GT would not be sent flying off, but instead send into a rapid spin of unbelievable speed of rotation. Moving so fast, a tornado could be formed, while to the naked eye, his body would seem frozen still. While meanwhile, Seraphim Goku would just land on the ground, his arms mysteriously crossed below, as at first he doesn't utter a word, until, with a hushed breath, as if channeling his energy into using yet another new technique for the Saiyan, he would let out Meteor Explosion! As with an almighty roar, Goku would then suddenly unleash the signature move of Vegito, channeling the fused warrior's ultimate attack combined with his own incredible Seraphim energy, causing his whole body to now unleash a powerful current of pure energy before, with an ungodly amount of energy, a beam of pure Saiyan Seraphim power would explode out of the ground and thin air to shoot straight upwards at GT. The end result being GT's entire being now becoming a blur of light, as his body stretches from the sheer pull of the attack from below, throwing him into the sky by force, as every cell of his body is destructively broken down by the power of Son Goku, eventually being shot into what seems like the stratosphere, leaving just the twinkle of a star as his last remnant. But in due time, after a few minutes, like a cannonball, the body of GT would make its way back down for a crash. His body completely wrecked, with his arms, legs, and angel wings spread out. GT would finally be defeated. And in what seems like his final breaths, with his final bit of energy, he would mumble, "Son Goku, I see now what Lord Zeno sees in you." But as GT would make peace, a foot would land near his head. It would seem Son Goku would not be finished yet. Seems we haven't been introduced yet, GT. No, in a shocking twist, it would not be Son Goku who would stand before the defeated angel, but rather Ultra Vegito, who, looking down at the broken warrior like a drooling hyena ready to feast, would then just ominously comment, "Vegeta, I think I just found our plan B." But that was it for today's video, guys, and if you made it this far, leave me a hashtag Goku versus Die in the comments down below and let me know just how you think Goku is doing in this short preview you're seeing. Or just find out what happens right now on my Patreon, where you can see the full next video, fully voice acted, soundtracked, and edited for you to enjoy with over 4,500 plus other fans, as well as getting access to 250 plus other fan mangas too. It's the deal of the century.